If a technician goes out residential or commercial, they'll go out to the job and they're supposed to perform certain tests. And when they perform the test at the tap, if they see any errors, they immediately cut a supervisor and then they do an upload of that file. We take a look at it, determine, especially if it's red, it has to be turned in, but we actually look at what's controllable and if they can continue with the install to where it's not too much, service impact, and then they put the ESR ticket in, which is, ESRs is what we run on, these type of tickets. Everything from level out of spec, mur and burr out of spec, plant damage, noise, slow speeds, packet loss, things of that nature, and CLI leakage.
The order was just for level out of spec on our forwards downstream channels. Had a bit of MER, which is basically the quality of signal, and BER, which is the bit error rate. And then that suck out on the high band, which is basically the channels just, and then going down the line, it'll just disappear. So we're splicing the feeder, put new connections and taps in, and we'll reconnect everybody and then test it out and see what we got, and we'll go from there.
It's outside plant, basically dealing with all the infrastructure, it's underground, aerial, everything that services the houses around here, everything from LEs, amplifiers, PDDs, the nodes, things of that nature. And we're balancing them, getting them straight, changing out bad connectors, bad equipment, things of that nature to keep, the customers running properly.
So our customer is, yes, at the very end of the run. It feeds from the pole over there and then travels underground to all these MDUs. So, we just maintain the plant that's hanging on the lines or up in the air and undergrounds, like Resi and CB techs will come connect to. And that's all they do. So if they have a problem here, they turn it over to us. And then we troubleshoot and fix the problem coming out of the taps.
Was I shocked with these guys the way they picked it up? Not really, because I knew them, and they wanted it, and it's a different than going from customer to customer to customer. It's a little bit left alone, so you're able to focus on your job a lot more. They gave us a good 3 weeks of training with a really, really good trainer, and these guys absorbed it up. They were on point, and that's the thing you want. They were each handpicked, on the way they do their job, their mentality, the smarts about them. You're not just a common sense, but you've got to have some kind of mathematical ability.
This is what we use for plant. So Channel Expert, it reads. So basically you can plunge the tap to read the signal coming into it, and then you take the value of the tap and you subtract it from what the signal coming is, and that would be your forward levels. And same way with TX, the transmits, everything coming back. They shoot it at 35, but it's plus 20 decibels. So it's really, 15 coming out of an amp, but you read it as 35. As it goes up per decibel, but it doesn't go up with the 20. It just goes up with the, the single digit.
I just think that as vendors, or contractors or however service partners, depending on the MSO, it's a benefit using National OnDemand for projects like this because how can I explain this in an easy way? I just think they're more hungry.
Oh man, it's a lot more troubleshooting, that's for sure. And yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty fun, and I actually loved it.
I just think that the hungry aspect is the knowledge. If somebody takes pride in their job, and this is a guy that you want to move up in certain levels of the company, and we have this availability to move to a next step. Yes, yeah. It's something that really opens your eyes to a lot of things.